I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. Everybody said, oh, he was so tough, and I used the word rape. And yesterday it came out where this journey coming up, women are raped at levels that nobody's ever seen before. They don't want to mention that. So we have to change our laws. And the Democrats, what they're doing is just, it's insanity. Nobody understands what's going on. So we have to have strong borders. Nearly 180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records ordered deported from our country are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens. The number of new illegal immigrant families who have crossed the border so far this year already exceeds the entire total from 2015. They are being released by the tens of thousands into our communities with no regard for the impact on public safety or resources.
Nobody has any idea where these people are coming from, and we know they come from prisons. We know they come from mental institutions, insane asylums. We know they're terrorists. Nobody has ever seen anything like we're witnessing right now. It is a very sad thing for our country. It's poisoning the blood of our country.
We're dying. We need money. Thank you, darling. But Mr. Trump, you're not a nice person.
We don't need nice.
That's true. But actually, I am. I think I am a nice person. We have losers. We have losers. I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me. Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump. We won't be using a man like Secretary Kerry, goes into a bicycle race at 72 years old and falls and breaks his leg. I won't be doing that. The American dream is dead. But if I get elected president, I will bring it back bigger and better and stronger than ever before, and we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
But we have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Kelly. We're back with another video. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe if you're into true crime stories, news, politics, and so much more. I would appreciate it. And if you're a returning listener or subscriber, I appreciate you. And thank you for being a friend, as always. And thanks to everyone who's watching this video. We're going to get into it once again, guys, with the immigration problem. If you're sick of it, well, I'm not done yet. So you might as well, click off now because, listen, we're going to keep talking about it. So we started off with the man, the myth, the legend himself. Donald Trump was right, and he is vindicated. Illegal immigration has reached a boiling point in this country, and it is no longer sustainable to simply sit back and allow our homeland to be overtaken. The tide has shifted, and people are finally starting to see just how massive this problem can and will affect us at quite literally every level of our lives if we don't do something on a massive scale. Personally, this is the #1 issue facing this country, in my opinion. Our very existence, freedoms, quality of life, and values are at stake if we continue to allow this to be thrust upon us. Not only are we facilitating human trafficking, drug trafficking, asylum fraud, money laundering, and crimes against humanity every day at our southern border, we are posing a threat to our future generations' quality of life and the dream of sustaining this once great country. It has been many decades since this country was sold out by crooked politicians, oligarchs, and bureaucrats who sold America out to enrich themselves. People can say it is a conspiracy to allege things like the Great Replacement are actually happening, but they are. People will buck at the idea of presidents from decades past putting into motion the very situation we are currently in and would rather chalk things up to pure circumstance, but they'd be wrong. The idea of globalist elites and foreign governments plotting against the U.S. by way of flooding our country with the third world may seem outlandish and absurd to your average normie, but I would beg to differ. Ask yourself why China is developing potent synthetic fentanyl with the help of Mexican cartels to send over our border, while simultaneously we see hundreds of Chinese nationals making their way to the southern border to cross illegally. Many are under the impression China is an oppressive regime who has tight control over its citizens, and so how do they allow hundreds of fighting-aged men to leave their country so easily? There are countless angles and reasons as to why we have had an influx of millions of illegals from every corner of the world invade. Greater than the population of over 35 states. Could this be anything other than a crisis? In what other nation would a serious populace and government allow such a thing? One of the explanations we are given is that it is the humane thing to do. However, it is anything but. The southern border of America is one of the grossest examples of human rights violations in modern history. America does not owe anyone anything. If we are to atone for things our government has done in the past, it is not by foisting the issue onto innocent Americans who are blameless in the crimes of our leaders. We can atone by removing those responsible and doing better. Leading with a better example, being the beacon of light we once used to be. Now we have American cities who are handing out thousands of dollars, hotel rooms, free food, government assistance, and more to people who have no right to be here and are criminals. Criminals our leaders have allowed to molest and assault the American treasury, citizens, and our very own common sense by gaslighting people into believing that they are noble for advocating for these things. You are not noble. Illegal immigration does only harm. Period. That's the tweet. Illegals are assaulting citizens and now have become so brazen as to assault the U.S. police forces who are paid to protect us. They are perpetrating organized crimes and grand larceny on American businesses and fraud on the welfare system. American cities like New York and San Francisco are trying to allow illegals to vote in our elections, to shift the will away from the rightful Americans who this country belongs to, and give it instead to people who should be thrown out on their ass. For what? For these people to vote in their own interest and against ours? Well, I'll be damned. Illegals are being treated better than American homeless, vets, the poor, and in some cases, the middle class. All while those too rich to be affected wag their finger at us and say we are bad if we have any objection. Well, I most certainly do. And it's past time we use this issue to unite everyone, because as much as everyone loves to complain about how bad America is, I would be willing to bet they'd sing another tune when their existence has been erased, their problems cease to matter to the politicians who have been pandering to them, and they look around and realize that this isn't their country anymore.
The present migrant crisis is quite unprecedented, both in scale, in the diversity of the nationalities that are coming to the border, and the impact it's having not only on the border states, but in the states and cities inside the country. We have to first acknowledge that there is a crisis, because if you don't acknowledge a crisis, you can't be in a crisis mode. We have to be in a crisis mode.
I think it's at this point politically unsustainable for the Biden administration to maintain this unlimited flow into what's essentially a welfare state network of cities like New York and Denver and Chicago.
And this crisis is expensive. In 2018, New York City spent roughly $258 million to fund its immigration services, adjusted for inflation. By fiscal year 2023, the city had spent $1.47 billion servicing those seeking asylum. The city of Chicago spent over $194 million on its new arrivals mission since October 2022. Denver is estimated to have spent between $36.3 million to $39.1 million on migrant support services in 2023.
The three biggest items for expenses for new arrivals is housing, education, and healthcare. And they're all three high-ticket items.
The idea that we could have a generous system of welfare benefits from health to education and so on, and allow the entire world to access those benefits is just mathematically impossible. So we're starting to see the math not adding up in state after state.
This is a situation that's just, you should feel humiliated. You should feel like the biggest idiot and the biggest jerk in the world. Because I don't think people realize the direct relationship between the people that are coming here and the financial impact. In other words, people need to start to consider it on these terms. You go to work, and if you go to work and you pay 25% tax, what's 25% of the year? You work 100% of the year. You make 100% of your salary. The government takes 25% of it. Let's say for the average middle class
Rape
taxpayer.
is what I call it.
So that means that 25% of the year, so 3 months out of the year, you are working for the government. But if the government is taking the money and they're giving it to welfare recipients,
called
by
slavery.
the way, this doesn't even take into account the native welfare recipients, largely black and Hispanic. It's the black underclass of people that have been here for 500 years. And it's also Hispanics who are really descendants of immigrants. So they're children of illegals or grandchildren of illegals or grandchildren of immigrants, but it's really the same story. So not even factoring in the native recipients of welfare, it's all these people that aren't even from here. They weren't even born here. These are people from other countries. They've never been here, and they arrive. And if you're working for the government for 3 months out of the year, in reality, you're working for them. So the next time that the alarm goes off, and you hit the snooze button and you wake up and you get in the shower and you get in your stupid car and you drive your stupid job and you work 8 hours a day and you hate your job, remember that 3 months out of the year, you're doing it for them. You're doing it so that these Venezuelans and their kids can come here and they don't fucking speak English. They're dirty. They're not literate. They're not educated. They have nothing, no money, no nothing, no skills. You're paying for them. You're paying for their housing. You're paying for their health care. You're paying for their kids' education. You're paying for them to live. And what makes it even better is when they go out and protest. So when they're tearing down the Columbus Monument and they're shutting down the highway and they're asking for change or they're belligerent or they're rude, remember that you can tell them you're welcome because you are providing the means for them to survive in your country. They're taking up space in your public parks, in your police department, in your airport, setting up tents in your neighborhood, committing crimes, occupying the hospital, occupying the schools, and you're paying for it, and they hate you. And they're rude to you about it. And once you think about it in those terms, you realize what a disgrace it is. You realize what an unacceptable situation it is, and why there has to be no mercy. You know, because I think that when people are removed from the situation, it's very easy to be a humanitarian and a universalist and sympathetic. When it's not happening here, when you're not paying for it, when the resources are not strained the way they are right now, it's easy to be benevolent and say, oh, kids in cages and families and they're hard workers and they're looking for a better life. They're mooches. They are foreigners, they are mooches, and they are ingrates on top of it. Not only do they not belong here, not only did they break the law to get here, and not only are they taking with both hands from hardworking people, and they bring nothing to the table, But they're not even grateful. Even if we were a stupid country that brought these people in and we felt good about it, it might be a little bit better if at least they were kissing the ground. If at least they were so grateful and they were tripping over themselves to thank the white man. Thank you for working. Thank you for creating value in this economy, because the black people take and the Hispanics take and we take. Thank you for making rather than taking. Thank you for working rather than being idle. Thank you for being able to read and being educated rather than not knowing how to do anything and being illiterate. It would be a disgrace anyway, but at least it would be a little more respectful. But then they're ungrateful on top of it. They're ungrateful. They think they're home. And when you start to think about it like that, you realize that every single one of them has to be rounded up and shipped back. Like,
Literally.
It has to be reversed.
I mean, I just love, do you not just love this guy? Do we not just love this guy? And is he not so right? You might not like the words, you might not like the presentation, you might not even like the guy. I do. But he's absolutely right. And it's absolutely unacceptable.
All right, so we all saw the video. Saturday afternoon about 4 o'clock, 42nd Street and 7th Avenue. A lieutenant and a police officer from Midtown South being directed towards the disorderly group. As they try to clear that group, you saw the video. Reprehensible. Cowards. You have 8 people attacking a lieutenant and a cop, running up to them, trying to kick him in the face and kick him in the face. 4 are arrested on the scene. 1 was arrested last night. The 4 that were arrested should be sitting in Rikers right now, on bail. Should be indicted this week and taken off our streets. You want to know why our cops are getting assaulted? There's no consequences. And we must change this. End of story.
So these are the faces of the illegal aliens, the criminals, who, I covered this story in a previous video, attacked the NYPD police officers and were kicking them in the head, were assaulting them, being so brazenly violent against our police, who are there to protect and serve the citizens of New York City, and were all arrested and then just, immediately released due to New York's no cash bail system. And this is the country that we live in. We're an unserious, retarded ass country led by stupid people, okay? And it's just as simple as that. If we don't get mass deportations, and I will continue to say this, like, I literally want to start tweeting this every single day, mass deportations, because this is what we're starting to see over and over and over again, and it's getting worse. It's going to get so bad that we're going to have a civil war. And I'll show you guys more examples of this, okay? Video footage shows migrant moped riders dragging woman along New York City street as they steal her phone, as cops reveal Venezuelan gang is behind 62 thefts.
A hit for
there she is. Wow. That's just great. NYC illegal alien moped gang ringleader makes chilling admission about crime network. It's much bigger than me. In Pennsylvania, businesses in Philadelphia suburb reported at least 3 groups of illegal immigrants have allegedly stolen thousands of dollars of merchandise from businesses in the Pennsylvania town within the past month. They're taking advantage of coming to the U.S. and committing these crimes and being able to disappear to some degree. No, to every degree. Here's more thugs and illegal aliens who need to be immediately deported. Immediately. If not sooner. And here's another one out of New York City. The Randall Island Migrant Shelter in New York City, okay? They were trying to oust an illegal immigrant from the shelter, okay? And these people are not complying. They're fighting the police, okay? So how are we supposed to combat this? How are we supposed to stop these people, these thugs, these criminals, these degenerates? Okay? when they are fighting our police? What happens when they want to do something to you and they outnumber you? Just ask yourself that. Is this something you want to face? Is this something that you're prepared to face in your cities and in your home? Because I'll be damned. This is outrageous. These people are here on the dime of American taxpayers, New York City taxpayers, and they are fighting with the police because there was some sort of brawl or some sort of argument within this group of idiots, low IQ, third world idiots. And instead of complying, because they're there and they shouldn't even be there, they're throwing shit at our cops. They are fighting a backpack thrown at this lady. She's just swinging. She don't even know what she's swinging at. I think she almost just hit another cop. Fucking typical woman move. Okay? It's out of control. They don't have control. They still haven't detained this fucking idiot. Look at this. Break his arm. Thank you. Let's go. Look at this. Y'all, what are y'all going to do? What are y'all going to do when this comes to a city near you? I mean, it's taking 4 officers to detain one of these thugs. Look at these people in the background. Absolutely not. Immediately deport every single person. Immediately. It should never be allowed. These people are here getting free stuff. And these politicians and these lib shit idiots would have them receive even more funding, would have them receive even more benefits, would have them stay longer, would have them become citizens. Are these the type of people you want as your neighbor? I mean, really.
Security, surround the cops! Surround the cops! Watch out!
How about y'all start beating the fuck out of everyone in there? This guy needs to be hogtied and then beaten, okay? Let's take them all around back. Let's start doing executions. I don't care. You know? I don't really care. Everyone who's throwing something, immediate deportation. And if you fight, execution. Yeah, that's right. Wow. They're retreating. They're retreating from the situation. This is pathetic. This is sad. Okay, I say, you know, this is just an idea. Let's lock all the doors to this facility and, you know, somebody accidentally light a match. I don't know. That's a joke, obviously. I saw that in a dream somewhere, and I thought that's horrible for anyone to even think about that. But I'm just saying, I did see it, and I read it, I think, somewhere, maybe in an article. I'm not sure, but it's just something I thought I would let you guys know is a very terrible thing.
We like to troll. We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
One-legged. Really? These are the people we need to bring this country? One-legged fucking idiots who want to fight the police? Okay. So that's what's happening. Like I said, it's getting worse. Illegal aliens already living off taxpayers for 7+ months. How's your life going, guys? How long have you been staying at the Row Hotel? Since I arrived in July. How many months is that? Like 7 months. And how have you had to pay rent? No, nothing. I haven't paid anything. It's 100% free? Yes. And they give you lunch and breakfast? Yes. And they give the child personal items, diapers, whatever he needs. And the hotel, do they clean the rooms? Yes, every day they clean. Change the bed sheets. Every day they do that. Yes, every day. Have you been able to get a job? No, not me. No. If you had a medical problem, how would you receive help? Well, with the medical insurance, Medicare. We have the Metro Plus that covers the children's needs. We also benefit from that. Do you feel supported thanks to our president? Well, yes, because we aren't working or anything, and he's the one helping us. Who is supporting all of this? Would it be the government? The government is, but I really don't know. And you know that the citizens of New York, they're paying for everything. It's their tax money. I don't know. No, I didn't know that.
They seem misinformed about who's actually paying for their needs. And the reality is that the money they are receiving is from your hard-paying tax money.
Well, you don't fucking say. How's your life going, guys? Y'all doing okay out there? Everybody making it? Yeah? No? Maybe? I'm personally, I'm not living as good as they are, okay? I don't have health care. So, fuck me, right? Fuck you guys. Fuck everyone. Fuck all of us American citizens. We don't mean shit to anybody who claims to be a leader of this country.
California, you're looking live at the Fox News flight team over Chinese migrants trying to cross the southern border illegally. Griff Jenkins is live in Jacumba, California with the latest. Griff, what are you seeing down there?
I'm seeing a lot of migrants, Jason, and let me tell you, to put into perspective just how many Chinese are coming across the border, particularly in the San Diego area. In all of 2021, 450 total Chinese migrants crossed the entire border. This year, more than 20,000 in the last 4 months since the fiscal year began. Let me show you, though, they're not just from China. They're also from other countries like Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, but there are an influx of Chinese migrants. In fact, I mentioned that 450 number. In the past 3 days, we've eclipsed that number of migrants. And these migrants here in Jacumba, 60 miles east of San Diego, are waiting to be processed. Many of them will be released, but it's the national security aspect, particularly of the Chinese migrants, that concerns the officials because of the vetting process and knowing who they are. And the fact that we have so many that are single adult males. Now, if I just spin you around here 1 second this way, Thomas, you can see they're lining up the families and the women and children that'll go first when the vans come. But the vans are overloaded because so many migrants are coming, so they have to wait hours. And in fact, some of these migrants might even have to spend the night, depending on how many vans they have. We spoke to one Chinese migrant man, though, Jason, and I asked him why exactly it is that he's come to the U.S. The answer may shock you. Listen here. Why did you come?
Take money.
Money?
Yes.
For job?
Yes.
There's no job in China.
Maybe, I don't know.
Bitch, hello?
And what's so fascinating, because we've been covering this for more than 2 years, it was a heavy surge in Texas, but
Excuse me, sir? Little man? You don't know? You don't know? You look kind of smug. It'd be a shame if somebody wiped that little shit-eating grin off your face and shoved a rocket up your asshole and sent you back to China.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
Maybe we should do that. Just a thought.
it's now come out west, Arizona, and here in the San Diego sector, particularly of the 20,000 I mentioned that came here, they have had more than 90% of Chinese migrants coming to this area, particularly in Jacumba, and that is a situation they're having to deal with. Along with last week, they had more than 73 different countries. I don't know what we've got this week, but it's definitely off the charts. Jason?
I'll tell you what we've got this week, Bob. We've got a whole bunch of bullshit, okay? And that's what we've had every week. Excuse me, sir, you're here to take the money from America and you don't know if there's any jobs in China? Yeah, there are. There are. I don't know what you're up to, but I don't like you. I don't like you, you little Chinaman. And I don't give a fuck where any of you people come from. Get out of the country. You have your own countries. If you don't like where you come from, if you don't think that your country is great or doing great, why don't you fix it? Okay, we're trying to fix ours, and we're being told that we're bigots, we're racists, we're bad people for wanting to keep America American, for wanting to keep this country the way that it was built, the way that it was designed, for the people who started it, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize anymore. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad take to have. Every other country has the same position. So what the hell are we doing? We're going to allow in little Chinese freaks like that little fucker with the shit-eating grin to come and mock us here and beat up our cops? I think the fuck not. I think the fuck not. So in fiscal year 24, illegal criminals with who have rap sheets for violent crimes such as murder, rape, child molestation, as well as drugs and weapon trafficking, you know, they're 10xing. Okay, they've caught thousands like that. Just last week, 10 illegal immigrants who have violent criminal histories, including murder, rape, and drug weapons trafficking. That's just great. That's just perfect. So here's 4 of those convicts, and it's unclear where they are from. Well, I'll take a guess here. Middle East, Africa, Middle East, and South America. It's just I'm spitballing there, you know. So far in fiscal year 24, and we're in February, guys. Just a little FYI in case y'all forgot. Border Patrol has arrested 178 subjects with gang affiliations. So we're doing great. We're doing great. Just take a look at this picture, and it'll tell you. And if you don't think it can happen, you know, close to where you live, or in a city that's not some big metropolitan city, Charlotte police out of North Carolina, have ID'd 8 arrested and released after African cultural event devolved into riot, tractor trailer fire. Eritrean, have you guys ever heard of the country of Eritrean? Because I have not. Okay? I don't know where the fuck it is. I don't really care. I don't want to know it. These people are hooligans and hoodlums. A Charlotte activist stood with protesters along Monroe Road last Saturday to confront who they thought represents a repressive foreign regime. The crux of the dispute centered around an Eritrean cultural event held in the area that protesters believed was a celebration of the Eritrean government. And, you know, I could give a fuck less about this. This bitch, the Charlotte activist, who, I don't know if she's American citizen or what, immediate deportation. You can get it too, ma'am. People would rather advocate for these foreign governments, these foreign causes, than give 2 shits about this country that allows them to do that, okay? They are a joke. We are a joke for allowing it, and it's got to be stopped. It really does. I'm just so beyond over it, okay? Here were some of the photographs. And I'll show you guys some video from the Netherlands where similar demonstrations were going on, because there's not really much that was reported about in Charlotte. They're trying to tamp down on that story, and they really don't want you to see it. But this is some of the footage from The Hague in the Netherlands. Similar calls. So, you know, I just have no patience for this whatsoever. Go back to your country and fight for your rights over there, okay? I don't give a shit about it, honestly. These people are ridiculous. Everyone's so bored in Western countries that they want to take arms up against their own governments, ruin their own countries for these illegal fucktards who don't give a shit about them or their own countries. They're just there to take advantage. Okay? Try to, like, you know, fight for a cause that they wouldn't even stay in their own country and fight for. It's ridiculous. Why are we allowing this? Why can people not see this? It is beyond my scope of comprehension to understand. Because if you gave a shit about your country, Eritrea, which I didn't even know was a thing, then you would be over there fighting for it. Tooth and nail. You would be laying down your life for your country if you cared so much. But no, instead you choose to come to places like the Netherlands where, you know, people just want to smoke weed and ride bicycles all damn day, and places like Charlotte, North Carolina, and riot in the fucking streets. What sense does that make? None. That's how much. None. So this really gets me going, guys. So not only can we look forward to more displays like what we just watched from the Netherlands, but here, from the UK.
Cousin! I PC puto! Fuck the bed! Run! 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 You fuck bastard! You get out of here! What is that? You fucking terrorize! Terrorize! Terrorize!
Terrorize, eh?
Is that what you're telling me?
So they're laughing. They're laughing at you people. They're outnumbering you people. They're taking over you people. Are you paying attention? Are you caring? Do you give a fuck? This black man from Chicago sure does.
All this asylum seeking.
I'm sorry, this black woman from Chicago sure does.
That's what's up. That's what has happened in the United States right now. All this asylum seeking lie, all this about refugees. No. What's happening is they're emptying out the dregs of their jails into the United States, into our communities. They're junking up our country. And yeah, we feel some kind of way about it because it's our country. It's our country. And I want you to know, Brandon Johnson, I understand what Breakmore's saying about we still on the plantation, but what you're looking at right now, this is what a free Negro look like. And I'm telling you, we're going to get our city back. We're going to stand for our people. We're going to get them out of our communities because they don't deserve to be there. Anytime they can't give us 3 lousy minutes of their attention while we sit here and watch y'all get them all kind of money, you watch us. We black out here, and we gonna handle our business. You watch that. I'm a free black woman. This how we get down.
Yeah, we black out here. That's right. Yep, we are. Yep, she said it. She said it. Okay? And I agree with everything, you know, except for the whole plantation thing. That's just nonsense. Okay, because obviously they're starting to see the light. That those people who have been pandering to them, who've been telling them they're on a plantation still, okay, even though they're fucking not, they're putting themselves on a damn plantation. Well, that plantation's, it's getting sowed, and they're getting kicked the fuck out of all of their places. And they're getting replaced in their cities, in their communities. And turns out they don't like it too much. And I can't blame them. I cannot blame them. I agree. I stand with them. My American brothers and sisters of all races, you know, but mainly my white and my black American citizens who are the rightful owners of this country, we have to unite together against this. And she's right. Get them all the fuck out of here. All of them. I don't care where you come from. I don't care. I mean, if you are a legal citizen who obtained your citizenship the right way, and, you know, love this country, you can stay. You're an American. You did it. Congratulations. Everyone else can get the fuck out immediately. So I want to show you guys this video from Laura Loomer about this. This is one of the massive problems that is facing this country, and one of the main issues that is allowing and facilitating this problem to go on, and that's these NGOs that need to be held accountable to the highest degree. These NGOs that are helping to facilitate the human trafficking and the migrant crisis, I mean, need to be investigated and sued and put into jails, okay? Concentration camps, if you will. And she's going to explain just a little bit of it. And this Jew right here, Laura Loomer, is a Jew herself. She's speaking out against the bad Jews. And I applaud her for that. I really do.
Hey everybody, so I'm currently in Panama. I'm at the Bajo Chiquito migrant camp. This is the first point of contact for many of these migrants who then get out of the Darien Gap and are trying to then get to other migrant camps like Lajas Blancas or take the bus to Costa Rica so that they can continue their path, ultimately going to the United States of America. And you can see here we have a map that's been provided by HIAS, which is a Jewish organization. It's disgusting. As a Jew, as an American, somebody who's in favor of closed borders, I find it to be absolutely disgraceful that groups like HIAS, which stands for the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, are using Judaism as a cloak to traffic human beings around Central and South America and then into the United States. Here you can see that it's in cooperation with the United Nations, and they have all the routes listed. So for all the migrants that want to know where they should go once they arrive here, starting from Colombia, the entrance to the Darien Gap, right here's all the different locations and stops. They call them the weather location, the height of the water, the currents, and then to Panama. So it's Colombia, Panama. We're currently now in Bajo Chiquito. That line over there, if you want to pan the camera, you can show them. That's where they're supposed to be getting registered. Over to the other migrant camp, Lajas Blancas, where they'll then get on a bus. And then you see here they have Lajas Blancas listed. San Vicente is another camp. That's a camp that has a lot of Chinese migrants present. And then ultimately, right, they take the bus to go to Costa Rica. And you see here on these maps, they have all of the bus stops listed, just like on that map over there that I showed you. So again, these are all NGOs, leftist organizations. This one happens to be a Jewish organization. But they're all working in conjunction with the United Nations. And what needs to happen if we're going to secure our country and shut down the border, we need to start with defunding and also prosecuting officials at the NGOs. HIAS needs to be shut down. Catholic Charities needs to be shut down. The United Nations needs to be completely defunded. And any leftist politician or so-called charity or nonprofit that is aiding and abetting these groups, they need to be charged. They need to be charged with human trafficking because these are egregious conditions. You see here children in tents. Look at children on the ground in filth with garbage. There's women that are getting raped. Ew. Have information for women who have been raped on their journey to the Darien Gap. There's bodies in the jungle. People are drowning in the jungle. This is not a route of migration for human beings. It's very dangerous. And if you ask a lot of people here whether they would do it again, they would say no, because you can see, right, look, the woman next to me has blisters all over her feet. They're bleeding. Gross. There's flies, right? They have flesh-eating maniasis here. They have leishmaniasis. They have screwworm. And all these diseases, right? You have a fly land on feces and land on an open cut, and people are going to be getting all types of infections. It smells awful here. No plumbing. You know, it makes it worse because it's like hot outside. Honestly, makes you want to gag. It like want to vomit.
She's about to throw up. Girl, you're brave. Imagine the smell of that woman and the lights turn. I mean, just imagine it. My God. She's absolutely right. These people need the death penalty, okay? We need to start filling up these prisons, guys. We have plenty of room for them all. Let's, you know, like she said, all the Jewish organizations, all the Jewish NGOs, Catholic Charities of America, as a Catholic myself, lock them up. Put them away. They're operating under the guise of being righteous. They're playing off of the name of Christianity or Judaism in order to get people to part with their dollars and donate them to these organizations so they can traffic more human beings who, as she was saying, should not ever make these journeys, not only because they don't belong here, but because it's unsafe and it's unsavory. And it's horrifying what's going on to these people on the way here. And then once they get to the border, they're being trafficked by dangerous criminals. Like cartel members, okay? We're not talking about your average, everyday 7-Eleven, a bank robber or whatever the fuck you want. These are dangerous people, okay? Who traffic in human beings, weapons, and massive amounts of drugs, okay? These are not people we want to be fucking with. I'm sorry. But I want to know what you guys think. And I just want to show you guys the correct way of dealing with these people. Because this is it right here. This based Chad, okay, who was in Poland, absolutely accosting this, and people were just all over Twitter calling this man a bigot and just a horrible person and just, he was a racist and this and that. Well, I think, he deserves a round of applause. And, I see these videos of these people who, yeah, they might say mean and nasty things, and it might not sound great to the ear to hear somebody say to another human being, you don't belong here, go back to your country, you're a parasite, you're an invader. But, this is what's going to start to happen. Tensions are boiling over, and people are pissed, and we're sick of it. So, I mean, if you don't want more of this, you need to get on board and open up your eyes and understand what's going on.
Just answer. I just want to know. I can film you. This is my country. I'm European, and Europeans want to know why you think you have the right to invade our country. Why are your people invading our homelands? You have India. Why are you coming to the white man's land to take off from our hard work? Why don't you build your own country? Why don't you build your own country? Why are you being a parasite?
Yes.
You think it's okay for you to invade Europe? You're genociding our race. You're an invader.
It's true.
You're an invader.
So true.
You're an invader. Go home, invader. Go home. We don't want you in Europe. We don't want you in Europe. We don't want you here. Poland for Polish only. Poland for Polish only. You're not Polish. Okay. You're not Polish. No, you're not Polish. You're not Polish. Why are you here?
Also, I disavow all of these captions and everything that's popping up here on the right. I disavow. I agree with the man who's launching this racial attack, as they call it, against this man. These people need to be confronted. Okay, there needs to be a little bit of pushback. We've had a lot of pull and not so much push. Okay, so I'm sorry. You people can handle a little bit of pushback. Okay, when we've quite literally been invaded for so long that it's really starting to hurt people a lot, and on a very emotional and real level, because, sorry, hate to break it to you, some people value themselves and value their countries and value their future generations. Sorry, hate to break it to you.
Why are you here? Why are you invading our homelands? Why are you in Europe? Why are you in Europe? You can be here, but you won't. When I want to ask you, no. Stop invading our country. Go home. Go home. No, you should feel uncomfortable for invading our place. No. 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 Why? No, you should feel ashamed. Your people are invading America. You're invading Europe. You need to go home.
Don't film me.
No, I will film you. This is my country. Go home. This is Europe. This is Europe.
Okay, then.
This is not.
Then.
Well, then what?
I'm not here alone. Many people.
Yeah, why?
I'm not here alone.
We don't need tech support. We don't need tech support. Go home to India.
My God, hello?
Europe.
Okay. Stop filming me.
No. Guys, Europe, and he should be called out.
How he's a neo-Nazi. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Your people are ruining
Get
Europe.
the fuck out of here.
Think that you can our nation. Huh? Why? You can over Europe, but you won't go back to India.
People are nasty.
India. Go back to India. Why? We don't want you here. We don't want you here.
People are tired, y'all. They're tired. And I'm not saying it's the best way to go about it. I would never launch a verbal assault against somebody in the street. I don't think unprovoked. I think that's a little bit, sussed out. But hey, people are pissed the fuck off. And I'm people. I'm one of them. I vent my frustrations out on my channel and on my videos. And as a Christian, I don't mean anyone any harm or hate. I don't hate any one person for any unmutable characteristic that they have as a person. I think we're all equal in the eyes of God. But at the same time, what's going on at a political level is totally separate from, religion or my Christian faith or anything. It has to do with the standard of life and the fact that, like, if we sink America, then nobody wins. America is not sustainable to take on all of the world's problems. It's just not. We have to lead by example. By doing better, we can make the world a better place. By just allowing everyone to shit on us and drag us down with them, it's like a crabs in a bucket mentality. That does nothing for anyone, okay? Nobody benefits from that. So I want to know what you guys think, though. Is it acceptable to you? Please let me know in the comments, guys, because I want to know your opinion. And like the video if you like it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, hate-filled, bigoted, rage-filled episodes like this. Kidding. I'm obviously none of those things. I'm a very wonderful person, and I just have love for my country, and I wish everyone else would have enough love and respect for their own countries to stay in them and to make them better. because that's what we really want at the end of the day, is for everyone to be better, right? That's what I want. But what do you guys want? Let me know. And until next time, I will see y'all later. Bye.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.